Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you are all doing well. Look, Saturdays are a total mess, a total disaster, every single Saturday disaster, Beppe, and you know it. I'm coaching also, team manager with the under 10 elite, and every Saturday we are playing in the morning. Looks like I am the one that played like not 90 but 120 minutes. I'm a total disaster. I come back, I need a bit of time, then press conference, listening it, watching it, then listening it again, writing notes, to debrief a bit, and that's what we'll do to prepare Juventus Cagliari. Tomorrow we play, pay attention, wake up super early, depending where you are living, of course, because it will be 12:30 p.m. Italian time. Then don't tell me, Pepe, we didn't know we missed the game. Oh, of course, pre-game, watch-along, and post-game here on the channel. 3 topics today. Paul Pogba, update. La Nazionale Italiana, really fast. Because you know it's the last game, and then we have that international break again. It is what it is. And then we go towards the press conference of Thiago Motta, because again it was really interesting. I start to get to know the man, not only the coach, because the coach we can watch him during the game, but also the man, how he's thinking. And today he spoke about a lot of individuals: Locatelli, Weston McKennie, Fagioli, etc., etc. Bremer, the vice Bremer. Pay attention to the word vice. So if you didn't yet, please put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe, because we are about to start. After me, of course, drinking a bit of Red Bull Leipzig. No, Red Bull. Now we have to think about Serie A, not Champions League anymore. What about Paul Pogba? You know it. Yesterday we already made a video made of gut feeling without preparation. We just jumped on and we gave our feelings. If you watch the entire video, at a certain moment I'm saying I would not be surprised if Juventus is looking to terminate the contract. Look, this is what probably with high chances will happen. Juventus finishing the contract of Paul Pogba. It will be something legal, of course, because there are some rules. Not sure about that. We need to check, or at least not we. Juventus will need to check. But apparently, if you receive a ban that is higher than 6 months, the club can terminate the contract like that. Let's see, let's follow up. But it makes sense in a way. Makes sense from Juve point of view, because we know it. We worked really hard with Giuntoli, and something that we kept repeating, working on lowering the salary mass, but still having these top players. Paul Pogba is a player that earns, all in all, with bonuses, if he's playing an entire season, 10 million euro net, which is 20. I don't know if we had still that Decreto Crescita yet. Decreto Crescita, but anyway, 14, 15 million euro, which is really huge for a player that is not playing since really long time. Not only because he will come back potentially on the field in March, but we are speaking about a player that in his 2 seasons at Juve, last year he was totally bent, the year before he was totally injured, and when he was at Manchester United he was also injured. So he's a player that we are speaking, he's not playing since really long. Now, I have to say that I'm a bit pissed off again, because the 4 years has been reduced to 18 months, which I'm happy for Pogba, but with a lot of consequences for the persons. You know, from the first rumors of what we are reading, comes because he inadvertently took a supplement that only has effect on women. 4 years they give. 4 years. I don't know if Paul Pogba, if we would have played with Juve, he would have reached again the Paul Pogba 1.0. I don't know. The player that I fell in love with. Probably the player that I loved the most the last 10 years. Without, probably I forget someone, but just like that, you know. The one that gave me the most emotions. I don't know if he would have come back without that ban, yes or no, after that injury. We will never know. But it's something totally disgusting, because 4 years, you end the career of Pogba, literally. You can't play anymore. 18 months with everything what happened, with the time that he was already not playing, you end his career at top professional football. Where can he go? MLS, Saudi Arabia, maybe a lower club, I don't know, but at top level it will be really difficult to see him, so I would be totally pissed off. We have in a way a confirmation from Thiago Motta today in press conference, where he says the club will take care of it when the club will receive the official news from Pogba. So probably, you know, all the documents, administrative, etc. didn't reach the club yet, and then they will take a decision. When will it be? I don't know, guys. We'll follow it up. But then he said something that we can feel. It's over. Paul Pogba, Juve, it's over. When he says Pogba was a big player, he's speaking about the past. And then he continues saying he's not playing since long time now, which is correct. So I'm not sure that Thiago Motta is counting on him. I'm not sure that Juventus is counting on Paul Pogba. I'm not even sure that Paul Pogba is counting on Juve to come back with the Bianconeri with another number than the number 10. I think the journey is over. They will terminate the contract. And that was about Paul Pogba. Then La Nazionale, before going into the debrief of the important words of Thiago Motta. What can I say, guys? In a way, I'm happy, huh? Less players of Juve that Spalletti is calling up, more I'm happy. No, seriously, if we could send 0 players there, I'm even more happy. Then I have to say that it's not because the players are staying La Continassa that we are putting them in a kind of bubble where they can't get injured, because last time Conceição, for example, didn't go with his Portuguese national team and he got injured as well. So we had some players like that. So you never know what can happen away playing games or in La Continassa. But less we can send, more I'm happy. On the other side, I know the players, you know it. I spoke with a lot of players, Gatti, Locatelli, but so many players from the first team of Juve. I know how much they care about being called up or not. I know how much it means to them to represent their country. And let's be honest, for a player, you have the club level, of course, but then representing your club at the highest level is something that is unmatchable. Let's be honest. And not seeing Gatti and not seeing Locatelli there, it's something that I can't understand. I really can't understand. Gatti is doing extremely well. Let's be honest. He's even surprising me about how well he's doing, even against Leipzig. Locatelli didn't play the last 2 games, but it's a season where Locatelli is doing much better, way much better. I think that Spalletti is someone that is extremely stubborn. Probably they had some words, and he decides to not calling up. But it is what it is. On the other side, Di Gregorio goes to La Nazionale. He will probably not play because you have Donnarumma, you have Vicario. But anyway, Di Gregorio wanted to go, so happy for Di Gregorio. But I can't understand that when you call up Gabbia, Ocoli, Pisilli, that is doing 2 great games with Roma, and suddenly he's there, it's a bit strange. Anyway, let's go to the press conference of Thiago Motta after 7 minutes, because it was a really long one. That's the first thing that I always try to check. How long is it? 23 minutes and 33 seconds. Super long. Usually I'm used that kind of timing for Champions League games because you are playing with 25, maybe 30, sometimes 23 when you don't have a lot to say. For Serie A, it goes towards 13, 14, 15 minutes, 23 minutes and 33 seconds. Yes, he's speaking slow, Thiago. It's not someone that is rushing, even if he not always is using a lot of words. But there were a lot of questions. There is a lot of interest. So what did he start with? He speaks about the injuries, who will not be there tomorrow. We already knew about Milik, surgery. We know about Bremer. Adzic didn't come back yet. Nico Gonzalez, we knew. There was a doubt about Timothy Weah, and the coach immediately says he will not be there tomorrow. For what reason? Because Timo Weah is trained with the team and he's still feeling a bit of pain, so he will not be there. He will probably not go to the national team, and he will come back after the break. So these are the players that we are missing. Problem, of course, on the wings, because Nico Gonzalez and Weah are players that are playing on the wing. Then for 1 game only, the time that we recuperate Weah, it's not the drama. You start with Conceição, that will probably start the game tomorrow, and then we see what we can do. Then the words that I really took out, when I told you we are starting not only to discover Thiago Motta as a coach, but also as a person, the words that I start really to take out of these press conferences are that he loves people with an exemplary behavior, hard workers, people with a positive attitude, people that are ready to sacrifice themselves, people are ready to help the others. These are the things really that he loves when evaluating a player, when deciding who plays tomorrow, who doesn't play tomorrow, who is starting, who is not starting, who do I want to keep in my team or not. Well, there are some players with these kind of aspects that will always have a step ahead, of course. Then you need talent, you need qualities. But he says, I have really a strong team. I have really strong players, which is also beautiful because he's always trying to speak well about the players. Well, about Bremer, he said, I was extremely disappointed, of course. I went through that. I know what it is. It will be difficult. First, you need to accept it. Faster you accept, faster you can start your re-education. It will be tough in the beginning because you're not always with the people. But then he said, we will all have to do that little extra for Gleison Bremer, as he would do that little extra if it was someone else that was injured. And I love that. I really love these words, helping each other. You know, we don't speak now about mercato, at least because the question was, what will you do? Go on the market in the winter? Will you change player? What will you do? We will all have to support the team. We'll all have to do that little extra, you know, that extra mile. I love that kind of things. The second thing that really I loved in that press conference was vice player. Who is the vice Vlahovic was the question of the journalist, where he says, vice players, wait. And that's probably the only thing where he changed behavior. He started to be a bit pissed off, where he says, here, in my team, there are no vice players. There is no vice this, vice that, vice that. There is no space for that. There is only room for who wants to play. Remember when he said, I don't want an extra large team of 28, 29 players because we have a lot of competition, but I want 2 players per role with different qualities, versatile players, more or less at the same level, that can play, that can compete, that can show, that can drag the team higher in training session. Well, this is what he's saying. We have no vice player. All of them needs to be involved. So 2 really sentences that show a lot about Thiago. Then he spoke about the game, slightly about Leipzig, because he received the question. First, he said it's not the turning point of the season. Now we need to think about Cagliari, first thing. Then he said about that change. Fabiana Della Valle asked that offensive change. Did you do it or was it the team? And he said, really honestly, it's actually the team that made me do that offensive change, because I decided with my instinct on what I was seeing, what I saw from the players, with their aptitude on the field to look also offensively, and that they really could win the game. And that's where I changed, putting in Douglas Luiz. And then he's saying, I'm expecting that the team, or at least the question was, did you expect already that the team level was that far today? Where he's saying, look, we won against Leipzig, beautiful game, fantastic game. Now it's time to close it. Think about Cagliari, because 2 weeks ago you were not speaking like that. It was different, you know. It's actually a bit putting everyone on the ground. Yes, we won about Leipzig. We don't have to forget about Leipzig. It's an important game. Yes, of course. Now we need to think about Cagliari, but it's the moment that you are judging. We did a fantastic performance against Leipzig, and now, wow, fantastic, beautiful, crazy, great. If we draw another game, it will be a total disaster. It will be again a Juve that is not first. Pay attention to Antonio Conte, Napoli. By the way, yesterday they won. Not a great first half for Napoli. 1-1 with a beautiful Como. Second half, they showed that they are strong. They are really, really strong and a contender, because at the moment they are running. If we don't win against Cagliari, I can reassure you, or no, not reassure you, I can assure you that it will be a really extremely long international break, where everything that we are saying, the beautiful thing that we said, ultimately all of them will be at doubt. And that's where Thiago Motta is saying, did I expect the level that we have today? It's because of Leipzig that you are asking that. 2 weeks ago, it was not like that. What about the players? Locatelli. I won't start with Locatelli, because that's always a funny story. Because the question came from Nerozzi asking him, can he be a center back now with Bremer missing? He said, why not? Why not? Also Savona. But why not? I need to test it. I need to see it in training session. But he's really an intelligent player that knows how to sacrifice for a team. I hope yes. I hope yes. And that's where I told you, sacrificing for team, versatility. These are the words that Thiago Motta loves in a player, in the attitude of a player. Why am I starting with Locatelli? Because you know it. I repeat it, I believe, a million times. When I had him, I believe it was 2 seasons ago, live, I asked him, in 3-4 years, not today, do you think that your new position could be a center back? Where he was pissed off. No, Beppe. No, please, no, Beppe. No. You will see. One day it will happen. He spoke about Weston McKennie. Said that if you need to understand McKennie, if you want to describe McKennie, look at the third goal. Because everything starts with Weston McKennie. He said, his work, the thing that he did there on the field on chasing that tackle, that beautiful tackle, and starting back our offensive transition, he said, it means a lot. It's probably more beautiful than the third goal. It's more beautiful than the third goal. A lot of people are not paying attention to that. They oversee these things, not me. I really pay attention to these details are extremely important. If you want to understand Weston McKennie, the sacrifices that he's doing for the team, helping each other, that going that extra mile, go and watch again that third goal, where it starts, how McKennie is doing, and that's where you will understand our Texas boy. Fagioli, what he needs to do better, well, he said one word, continuity, because the champions, they have that. That level of performance, but not in an isolated game by game by game. Game after game after game. So that was the thing about Fagioli. What about Dusan Vlahovic, captain? He said, and I repeat, I always describe him as a positive leader. That is extremely important to us. He must think about the team and not about the goals, which he's doing. So he's confirming. That's a big difference. In the past, he was saying he must think about the team, not about the goal. Now he said he must think about the team, not about the goals, which he's doing. So we see an evolution there. I think that also him going in front of microphones, Dusan, and saying, I was wrong, is confirming that. Then he says, what about his words? After that 1-1, let's go. We can win it. We will win that game. He said, beautiful, fantastic. But for me, the words are not enough. I want to see facts, which is also dead, of course, because then we won the game. But that's important, huh? Not only blah blah, but also facts. What about the enthusiasm or having the feet on the ground? He said, look, the enthusiasm is important. And we are using that enthusiasm as fueling to the training session to work even harder, to do even better. So more we have enthusiasm, the better. Then it will depend, of course, on us if we will be able to maintain that level of enthusiasm. Conceição, because he still spoke about two players, Conceição, very happy. Very happy. Since his first, I start to speak also like Thiago Motta, did you hear? Very happy, molto bene, molto contento. Sì, giocatore di livello, sono molto contento. Francisco, un buon giocatore. Dal primo giorno che lui arriva in allenamento gioca molto bene. Sì, guys, I start after Max Allegri, Antonio Conte. Now I start with a new coach. But anyway, is that I'm really, very happy, not only because the goal and the performance, but since his first day here in Turin, behavior, but also the will that he had to come back from that injury. You saw that he was extremely disappointed, but you saw also in his eyes the will of coming back stronger, faster, and it helps. The day-by-day exemplarity, the work culture of Francisco Conceição is something that is really nice to have as a coach. McKennie, Conceição, these players that are really doing that extra mile, showing that example day by day. What about Cabal? He said, good. It's important for him also to being called up with the Colombia. It's great, but at the moment, other deserves more than him. But he will be ready when it will be his time. That shows, that's an answer also, why Cabal is not playing at the moment. Where is Cabal? Do you remember that we ask ourselves, where is Cabal? It's easy. With Thiago Motta, it's like that. You deserve to play, you show, you play. It doesn't mean that you are not playing well. It doesn't mean that you are not doing well in training session, that you are not training good. It's that they are probably doing something extra. And that something extra, I come back to the first intro of Thiago Motta's words today, where he spoke about Bremer. We all have to do that little extra because Bremer is not there. Well, Cabal probably need to do that little extra to have the others, to reach the others, and to also be ready to play and to help Juventus Football Club. We don't know who will play tomorrow. We'll speak about it tomorrow. Watch along, pre-game, post-game, everything here on the channel. Maximo of like, grazie, forza, Juve.